Okay, well, good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Prino, I'm the Director of Communications for the Hudson Gateway Association of Realtors. I want to welcome you to another Breakfast with Benefits. And today we have a really hot topic, adapting to industry shifts. And this is going to be presented by Constant Contact. And we have with us Stephanie Alfonso. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Mary. Thank you so much for having me. I'm ready to rock and roll.
And Stephanie is coming to us from Florida, from sunny Florida, although she had a little bit of a
Not so
run-in with
sunny the
the,
past couple of weeks, that's for
yeah,
sure.
with the hurricane. But um, at any rate, Stephanie, would you prefer to take questions as we go along in the chat, or would you rather wait till the end?
Yeah, we can do it. What I'll do is every few slides, I'll check the chat. So
Okay,
yeah, I won't do them as they come just because we'll be here all day.
right.
Um,
Okay, so if you,
every few slides, I'll go ahead and check it and be able to respond to that.
great. So if you do have questions for Stephanie, please put them in the chat. But otherwise, Stephanie, thank you so much. And we're ready to roll.
Of course, of course. Well, breakfast with benefits. I mean, could there be anything better, right? I mean, let's have our coffee together and learn something great. So, Mary, again, HCAR, thank you so much for having me. I am Stephanie Alfonso, like you said, and I am the Senior Director of Vertical Innovation with Constant Contact, which really is just a fancy way of saying that I get to focus all of my time and energy in an industry that is near and dear to me, that I have been teaching in for over a decade, which is real estate. And so coming on board to Constant Contact in January was really a dream come true for me because I was able to take my education and my coaching under the umbrella of a company that focuses on the number one thing we should be focusing on, which is communication, right? Which is how are we nurturing our relationships? How are we making sure that we are top of mind? And so even though there's so much value in so many different areas of real estate tech, when it comes to lead generation and all of that, this really is the cornerstone of what we should be focusing on right now, especially in times of change. So when I created this class, it was specifically for you in mind to really focus on how can we grow bigger, stronger, faster. How can we lean in? How can we not be forgotten? And how can we show our value? And so, even in today's class, I'm going to give you guys a few opportunities. By the end of the class, I'm going to give you 10 different things that you can actually create video on to show your value as a buyer's agent and a seller's agent, and just really go over some practical tips, tricks, do's, and don'ts to how you can strengthen your relationships and brand yourself as that community expert. Okay, so again, that's me. We've already went over all of that. A couple of housekeeping items. Stay interactive. Yes, I do want to use that chat box. So if I don't get your question right away, I will get to it. But I've learned from many years of experience that if I answer them right away, we will be here for several hours. It'll be lunch with benefits. So stay tuned also for your email. We will be happy to send you guys updates or information, or everybody that comes to my classes gets Constant Contact for free for 30 days to implement a lot of the stuff that we'll talk about. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff coming out that I'd love to be able to give you guys. And of course, stay connected with us on social media. Let's keep this education and this motivation going. So that's my shameless plug. Okay, now let's talk about what we're going to go over today. Of course, the current industry landscape, what's going on, understanding the changes that we're going through and the impacts to your business. We know since August, there's been a lot of changes that are going on, especially when we talk about how buyers are compensated and what that transparency looks like. But how does that impact us? In our day-to-day, and of course, how does it impact our audience, right? There's a lot. We eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff when it comes to everything that's happened with the fallout of the NAR settlement and how buyers compensation is no longer disclosed in MLS. We understand it and we eat, sleep, and breathe it, but you know who doesn't understand it is everyone else, right? And they're saying things like, do I need to use a buyer's agent? And it's like, I'll tell you guys some stories, but really understanding what that looks like and what it means when it comes to how we need to up our marketing game, building relationships, effective marketing strategies. How can we overcome some of the challenges? We know we need to market ourselves better, but we don't have the time, we don't have the interest, we don't have the expertise. How can we leverage AI to maybe help us? and actionable steps for success. That is one of the things that you can ask anybody. I teach at associations all over the country, and everybody will tell you, I do not want to waste my time or yours doing a class that you're not going to walk away going, all right, I'm going to start doing this. This is my takeaway. So we definitely want to be able to plan. Man, I can't speak. Plan and prepare for the future and be able to have something that you can start today. All right. So I would love to hear from you in the chat box. Give me some insight. What are some of the biggest challenges you're currently facing, right? When it comes to your real estate business, whether it's industry related, sure, interest rates came down a little bit, but what's inventory like? Is it still low? Is it those kind of, or is it really more personable stuff like, gosh, I need to be on social media more and I'm not, or, I really struggle with retention of customers more so than lead generation. Like, what is it that is actually, keeps you up at night that you really want to improve on? I'd love to hear from you. It helps me make sure that in our class I address those things, and also helps me to be a better educator so I can know exactly what you guys are dealing with. So the current industry landscape, what's going on? How does it affect my audience? Of course, commission transparency, new rules requiring greater transparency in how commissions are disclosed and negotiated, of course, and it impacts how agents are communicating their value to their audience. Buyer agent compensation, changes in how buyer agents are compensated, potentially leading to shifts in how you structure your agreements and you market your services. I know we're already knee deep in that. And of course, increased competition. Or, of course, I like to look at things with rose-colored glasses, perceived increased competition, right? There, of course, we have to recognize that the potential rise in competition as this, as far as the settlement may open, the market to new business challenges, models, practices, all of that good stuff. So how are we really going to differentiate ourselves, right? That's what really marketing is all about, right? Being remembered, building that top of mind and differentiating yourself from the rest. So how do we do that? So you guys might be thinking what that QR code is for you. Everyone who comes to my classes, every class I do, you can have constant contact for the next 30 days. No charge. I'm not asking for your credit card. You just put your email in and it will create an account for you. A lot of what I talk about, you can do in constant contact and be able to learn how to use the AI tools and all that good stuff. So please take advantage of that. Just scan it like you would at a restaurant. I can also put the code or the link here in the chat. And yeah, please go by all means. We're happy to answer any questions for you, but you guys all get that free of charge. It's not like Netflix. I don't need your credit card. Just put your name and your email address in there and we'll create an account for you. So definitely take advantage of that. Okay. How can I stand out, right? Amongst the crowd, what can I do to differentiate myself? So we all know that we are in a relationship building business, right? That is the crux of real estate is we are in a relationship building business, and in competitive markets, agents who focus on relationship building, you are going to differentiate yourselves from those who prioritize transactions. Absolutely. I've been hearing so much buzz on social media from so many different sides or ends of the spectrum where people are saying, if somebody's not willing to pay me X amount as a buyer's agent, I'm not even going to meet with them. And then you have other people who are like, listen, you don't want to pay me? Fine, I'm still going to help you, right? Because ultimately I want the sellers. But honestly and truly, wherever you stand in that, the bottom line is you have to make sure that everything you're doing, you're building trust and credibility, right? That we're utilizing our marketing to showcase our personality. People do business with people they like, know, and trust. That you're providing value through education, insights, personalized advice. You are a trusted advisor. You need to brand yourself as such. You're not just a salesperson. And then, of course, maintain that brand integrity. It's absolutely crucial that you are positioning yourself to be unforgettable, right? Strong relationships lead to long-term client retention, ensuring a steady stream of business. What I don't want you guys to be a pie in the sky, here today, gone tomorrow type of business. And far too many people enter real estate and fall off within 6 months because they expect immediate results. right? When we invest in ourselves, you are the CEO of your business. We want to invest in long-term success. And here's the thing, and I could probably teach the rest of my career on this, what I call the leaky bucket. 86% of your business is going to come from your sphere of influence. 86%, according to NAR. So when we think about it, right, if 86% of your business is coming from your sphere of influence, what are we doing to maintain that, right? Of course, we got to grow it, but what are we doing to maintain it? Check it out. 66% of all realtors say none of their business come from paid lead sources. 81% of realtors say none of their business came from virtual tours. 66% of realtors say none of their business came from open houses. Agents, so check this out. There was a study that was done where they basically had a focus group of, I don't even know how many it was, 100, 1,000 people who bought or sold. And 91% of them said that they would use their agent again. Okay. 91% of all of those people that bought or sold said that they would use their agent again. Fast forward, when they bought or sold again, only 13% of them did. So we've got a leaky bucket problem, my friends. You might be spending a lot of money and you might be doing a lot to grow that list and fill that funnel. But if we are only, and that's what the statistics show and the data is showing, we're only maintaining 13% of it, we've got a problem. So that leaky bucket needs to be patched, right? Whether it's a weekly email or your social media or your holiday event, or all of these different things are going to patch the holes, make you unforgettable, so that every time somebody thinks to buy or sell, you're the name that's top of mind. There's a lot of competition out there, especially now with social media. And I've been teaching long enough to know that the worst thing ever is that we're driving down our street and we see 2 for sale signs and you're not the agent on that, and you're the one who sold them the home. So we've got an issue here, but we're going to talk about how we can overcome it, right? Let's patch that leaky bucket up. So the way to do so, and the way to stay in consistent communication, of course, is going to be through your digital channels. Now, there is nothing like in person. I, of course, will always be an advocate of that. And I actually am creating a whole nother class called Local Heroes, and how you can really start getting engaged with your community. But for today's class, we're going to talk about what is going to actually be the number one tool to move the needle in your business, and that is going to be staying active on your digital sources, social media, email, and SMS. Content creation is going to build your brand. It is going to build your connections, build your customers, and create that client for life mentality, right? Gone are the days. And I'm not saying that door knocking is not like a good thing anymore. People still door knock, but let's be honest. It is not like it was in the 80s when I grew up with my mom being a real estate agent. She's still a mortgage lender now. But nowadays we've got Ring doorbells and we're kind of like, what? Who's at our door, right? And it's almost weird. It's just not the norm anymore. Now we are so inundated with digital that is getting our attention that we've got to be there. So these are the 3 channels that are really going to take your business to that next level. And we know that the value in content creation is how you're going to attract potential clients, brand yourself as the expert in your field and in your community, build that brand awareness, right? Not only are you your brand, right? Of course, but think about it. Maybe you have a niche market. Maybe you specialize in working with first-time home buyers or luxury, or you're that condo queen or whatever it might be. Maybe you specialize in that 55 and up community. You know, these are those channels that are going to actually be able to brand you as such. If I went to your social media and I don't know right away that my mom specializes in pre-construction loans, then she's missing the mark, right? And then, of course, client engagement, staying in front of people, being remembered, and driving ultimately those conversions. So we're going to start with social media. Why? Because it's the largest channel. This is where you're going to get the biggest band of reach. This is where we're going to talk about the party principle. This is the main event. And then we're going to talk about where 86% of your business is going to come from. We need to look at social media as your reach and the ability to drive that funnel to your email. But let's talk about where you're going to start building those clients for life. You've got to build that online audience, connect with your local communities, connect with local businesses, enhance your online listing tools. More eyes on your properties, the better. And of course, develop that online personality, that online recognition. You are more than just real estate agents. Surprise! You're people with hobbies and interests and things that make you uniquely you. Don't be afraid to showcase that on social media in front of that broad and that large audience. You know, maybe, like I said, you have a niche market, but maybe you're in, what are your hobbies? Maybe you're into pickleball or crafting or hunting or boating or whatever, reality TV, whatever it might be. Showcase it on social media as a way for me to connect with you. I'm a mom of 4 grown daughters, and I'm now a grandmother, right? I'm entering a whole new age phase of my life that, man, when I see somebody putting their granddaughter in ballet classes for the first time, I was a dance teacher for 15 years. I connect with that. I'm connecting to people having their grandkids right now because it's a whole nother phase of life that I'm just now entering. It's so exciting. Don't be afraid to showcase who you are, because again, people are going to connect with that. I have a customer of mine that she and her husband are ballroom dancers. All they post about is ballroom dancing. And guess what? I think 99% of her business come from other ballroom dancers, right? I have another customer of mine who's always posting about her dogs, big dog lover. And of course, most of her business comes from other dog lovers. So again, utilize your social media as a way to connect with people on a personal level. So how many of you guys have some form of social media? I'm sure most of you all do, right? 10 years ago, it was probably like half the room when I would ask. But my real question is for how many of you are actually active and consistent on it? If you're really being honest with yourself. And when I say active and consistent, I would say at a minimum of 2 to 3 times per week. I would say that's a nice, healthy amount is to be considered active on social media. Now, if I asked you guys all to raise your hands, probably the majority of us would not be if we were being honest. So we know we have to. Again, 10 years ago when I started coaching, it was kind of like a nice to have. And now it's become one of those things where if you're not on social media, you're just not being discovered, right? You're just not branding yourself and rising to the occasion the way that we need to be to set yourself apart. So the reality is, I get it. Your buyers and sellers are on social media. We all know it. You need to be also. We agree with that? Yes. All right. So here are the top 3 platforms. I don't want to overwhelm you. We're going to talk about the other ones, but these are the ones that are absolutely crucial to make a difference in your business. Facebook, of course, over 2 billion users today. 70% of Facebook users are logging in 6 to 10 times a day, with the average time spent between 13 and 20 minutes each visit. Got to be on there. Have a personal page, have a business page, be consistent. You're going to grow a massive audience here. And then, of course, the other meta platform, Instagram. Now, this is your photo and video based platform. Huge exposure. Instagram stories, 1 out of every 5 Instagram stories results in a direct message. There is incredible opportunity. We're going to talk about video. Guys, if a photo is worth 1,000 words, then video is worth 10,000. So important. And my favorite, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your business network. This is an opportunity for you to be in front of business owners, folks that are within your industry, affiliates, all of that. 41% of all small business owners are active on LinkedIn in the US. 41%. You've got to be there. Okay. But what about TikTok? Of course, we all hear about it. We know about it. Listen, if you have hesitations about being on TikTok, that is your prerogative. Where I'm going to really focus in on is for those of you who really want to start getting involved with it. Of course, there is value there because of the massive reach. TikTok's user base includes over 150 million monthly active users in the US. And it, of course, offers a vast range as far as your audience for real estate. Also, that short form content, right? 83% of consumers are preferring video that is 60 seconds or less. And don't worry, I told you everything I do, you're going to be able to implement. I'm going to give you guys 10 awesome ideas, buyers and sellers, for you to create some short form content to show your value. And of course, lead generation. Real estate agents using TikTok report 37% increase in lead generation through engaging content, in video content. And that's a stat from Inman. So whether you choose to use TikTok or not, that is absolutely your prerogative, but the value is in the video. Video is, again, 10 years ago, I would say if you're doing video, cool, great. But nowadays, video, again, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 10,000. This is where you're truly going to skyrocket that engagement. Listings with videos receive 400, that's not a typo, guys, 403 more inquiries than those without video. And that's a stat from NAR. Higher retention. Viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video, compared to 10% when they're reading it. And conversion rates. Video marketers get 66% more qualified leads per year and achieve a 54% increase in brand awareness. So I can't overstate it enough. It is so important that we start to really engage in some video content. Now, here's the thing. I want to, I guess, encourage you all that if video, I'm comfortable on video. I do it all day long. I mean, yeah, sure, it's to a blank screen. But a lot of folks that I speak with and I coach are saying, I'm just not comfortable on video. Well, if you're not comfortable right now, don't be on camera. There's so many other things you can video. Number one, video other people. Maybe you want to do an interview of a business of the week, or you want to do a video with your lender. There's so many people that would be happy to do video for you or get on your video, but also showcase your area, showcase your community. There's so many ways that you can utilize engaging video without you necessarily being the one. A lot of times agents will give it like a nice voiceover. Of course, I want to see your smile and hear your voice, but if that's not something you're comfortable with, that doesn't mean you still can't be a video rock star. Okay. So what kind of content is good content for social media? We're talking about doing all different types of channels. We don't need to be doing just video, photos, blogs, newsletters, all that great stuff. But what kind of content's good content for social? One, hyperlocal. What's going on in your town, your area, your neighborhood? Again, branding yourself as that community expert. I want to know as soon as I go onto your socials, who you are, who you serve, and about your community. Listing status, of course, new listings, just sold, open houses, price reductions, any status change in MLS, you want to post that on social media. Now, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit about this when we talk about email. But for the most part, agents are starting to get a lot better about making sure they're posting listings to social media. And as a matter of fact, a lot of brokerages will provide automations that will post your listings and whatnot. We're really bad about it on email. And email is where 86% of your business comes from. So I'm going to harp on that when we talk about email. But of course, we need to be posting it to social with the link back to your website, of course. What makes you unique, right? What is it that is different about you? Again, people do business with people they like, know, and trust. They have similar interests. And of course, like I use the example of my mom, she specializes in pre-construction loans. That's not something every lender does. It definitely is important for her to highlight that. And then, of course, areas of interest, things that, again, make me connect with you. If you guys notice, the theme that we're talking about today, really woven throughout all of today's class, is be yourself, be presentable, be somebody who is likable, because that is what is going to really start helping you to fix that leaky bucket and help you, of course, attract new potential clients as well. So all of this that we're doing on social media, the goal of everything that we're doing is to build your list. That's the goal. When you have a reach as far and wide as we have with the ability to have social channels, the goal is for you to build that list as quickly and as much as you possibly can. On your social media channels, I want you to be friends with and connect with everybody and anybody that you could possibly sell a home to, right? Now, utilize your channels wisely. You don't want to put your family photos or your pictures of your kids on a channel that maybe you have strangers that you don't, maybe keep that on a personal platform. Being personable doesn't necessarily mean you have to share everything if you're concerned about that. But social media is where, again, it's the big party. Everyone's invited. But the goal is to build that list, to fill that funnel, and ultimately be your greatest source of lead generation. Now let's get into the goal of fitting that funnel, and is to build that list, which is in your email database. Why email? Again, guys, here's that QR code. Please do not hesitate to utilize that. A lot of times at this point in my class, people are like, all right, I want to start utilizing this, right? Or let me start playing around with these. Just scan it. I'll show you guys what that looks like. And you guys are going to see a page come up, work smarter, not harder, whoop, 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 with Constant Contact. Fill in your email and it will go ahead and build your account. Okay, why email? And of course, that's what we're known for at Constant Contact. We invented this space. We've been around for over 30 years. When the Googles and the Yahoos of the world have issues with redoing their authentication, we're the first people that they call to make sure our customers are never interrupted. It's not the sexiest thing to talk about, but we are the #1 email deliverability in the world. And the reason why I joke and say it's not the sexiest thing to talk about, because not everybody's like, oh my gosh, how's your deliverability? But it's really important, right? It's really important to make sure that our content is being sent out. So obviously that's what we're really good at. But I hang my hat on it because it truly is the greatest source for your business. This is where you're going to have the most power to stay top of mind with your clients and prospects. People do business and offer referrals with people they like, know, and trust, and the people within your email database. That is your sphere. Email gives you the ability to build credibility with your audience, with all different types of helpful information and consistent content that you're going to be able to share to a more targeted and to a more captured audience, right? Nowadays, on social media, not that it's not powerful, we just took a good 15 minutes talking about it, but algorithms control who gets seen within social media, right? If you are not providing engaging content on a consistent basis, if Dennis doesn't have as many followers as Jen and doesn't have then people might not even see your content. You want to know who owns your social media channels, who owns that list? The algorithms. Do you want to know who owns your email list? You do. You own that. That is the social media channel you control. So as much as I know some people don't think about it like that, I really want to enlighten you guys, or really just encourage you all to think about, wow, this is truly the communication channel that is going to get me the most brand awareness. 61% of consumers enjoy receiving promotional emails weekly. And for every dollar spent, there is a $36 return on your investment when it comes to email marketing. Email marketing is not expensive, and it is the most powerful tool that you have for client activation or client building, right? And retention. Listen, if you take nothing else from my class today, send an email once a week to your database. Watch your business grow. Once a week, same time every week. Decide every Wednesday at 9 a.m. this goes out. It will absolutely change your business. There's somebody, his name is Ricky Caruth, last name Carruth. Look him up on social media. He talks about this all the time. Send an email once a week. It'll be the most powerful thing you did in your business. Let me know. Okay. And surprise, or at least it was a surprise to me when I first came on board with Constant Contact, knowing that I really wanted to tailor so much of my content towards being that thought leader within your email database. And it is almost 40 times more effective on Facebook and Twitter combined in helping businesses acquire new customers. Really, again, I don't know why I'm surprised or was surprised, because again, this is the social channel that you control and it's not affected by the algorithms. And 34% of consumers are more likely to buy with email marketing, 20% text messaging, 30% text messaging, 20% social media. Again, think about it. Email, this is your targeted list. Text message, very much more personable. And social media, there's a lot more competition out there, right? Vying for my attention. So where are people reading email? Well, 91% of people are checking their email daily, and 88% of people are checking their email on their smartphones. Listen, we all check our email every single day. Of course, when I go on vacation, when I'm coming home, I don't think, oh my goodness, I've been gone for a week. I need to catch up on my TikTok. No, I need to catch up on my email, because that's where business is done. All right, I want to check this chat super quick because I'll get on my soapbox. Let's see. Do you have an easy way to enter context into a database? Great question. Yes. So I can speak for Constant Contact. Of course, we have folks that will help you with that, whether it's uploading a CSV file. Or if you're like some agents and you've got some contacts here and some contacts there, we're happy to help you do that. But typically a CSV file is usually how people will transform or transport things in one swoop. Or if you have contacts in your CRM, that's totally fine. But remember, you want to have it into a system that goes where you go, grows as you grow. So of course, you want to also make sure that you have your contacts in your Constant Contact account. Wonderful. Also, oh, wonderful. Love that. I used to teach dance too. I love that. I taught for over 15 years, ran a dance studio for 10 years. So yes, that is my past life and I absolutely love it. And I had 4 girls. So they were all dancers. If you can't beat them, join them. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So we've established we're all checking our email every single day. So isn't it funny how it's like, why do we not focus on being rock star email marketers? Because this is truly in the real estate industry where things are absolutely changing. We are getting people that are becoming email influencers. It's incredible. So it's important though to think about how people are checking on their smartphones, of course, more often because 9 seconds is the average time that people spend reading an email. Now it's longer than social, but 9 seconds. So what does that mean? It means that we've got to grab people's attention and get this party started quickly. And we have to make sure that we're packing a punch. So this is where AI comes in. Now I have a whole another class called AI Magic that could literally walk you guys through exactly how to craft emails using AI. And if you guys are at NAR, I'm doing a big AI demo on that. But AI will literally create emails for you, create subject lines for you, create your content. AI can truly, obviously automate, edit, optimize, personalize. But AI tools, like within Constant Contact, you can tell, okay, I'm having an open house on this day, give a few details, and it can create the email notification, invite, the social media promotion, the SMS, if people are opted into SMS from you, the follow-up campaigns. AI can do all of that. So here's the thing, and this is something I talk about in my AI Magic class. There are so many things that you need to be doing to stay active on all these 3 channels. But when you do leverage AI, there's so much of that I don't even have to coach on anymore. I have to coach on here's how you can utilize AI and here's the value of what it can do for you, but it's saving you so much time and energy. Think about it, automating content like property descriptions, blog posts, social media, hashtags, email campaigns, all of it can be done with AI. So we really need to think about working smarter, not harder, but also understanding the value of, hey, we need to be really utilizing this kind of trifecta of social, of email, and then of course, SMS, and we're going to get into that as well. So just to go quick, because I talk forever, some content ideas for email. Lifestyle content. Right? Your newsletters, what's going on in your town or area or neighborhood, your business of the week that you want to highlight. I have a client of mine that posts everything that's going on or creates a newsletter of everything that's going on in the local high school. Parent teacher conferences, sporting events. She gets more engagement with her email newsletter than the school gets to their website. So talk about branding, right? So we want to make sure we're sharing useful advice, hyper local, a recipe of the month. And these are the kind of things that people are going to look forward to. So you want to have a good subject line. You want to make sure that you're using a template that you're going to be able to have that call to action. Make sure you're intentional about those business results that you're looking to get. Maybe it's sending them to your website. Maybe it's clicking for an appointment to read more, read your blog. Something that I really stand on and is kind of a passion for me that I'll talk forever if I let myself is determining your business result, right? We're spending all this time creating content, but what do you want to come from it? Always think about that. Even if it's a recipe of the week, right? Get them to your blog, get them to your website, or purely just make sure you're measuring that engagement so you know that content is resounding. And then I would suggest a minimum of once a month when it comes to a newsletter. I would love to see you guys do it once a week. but once a month will be totally sufficient. So get creative, make it engaging, right? Use beautiful images, look professional. And again, AI can help you do all of that. All right. So, and this is my soapbox on the next thing I want you guys. I know I say a lot of them. What I really want you guys to start really focusing on as we head into the end of this year is requesting referrals. I know nothing earth shattering. You guys hear it all the time, but you're really bad at doing it. Most of us are real estate agents. We are in a referral based business, and we are really bad about asking for referrals and requesting reviews. And we know that reviews are everything in business. I won't even go to a restaurant without looking at the reviews. Are you kidding? If I won't drop $80 on a steak without looking at the reviews, you think I'm going to go and use you as my buyer's agent? Especially when I went to a birthday party with my daughter, a friend of mine just listed her multi-million-dollar home and purchased a vacation home in Georgia. Again, multi-million, didn't use an agent. She was like, what do I need to use an agent for? I can do it all myself. Now, of course, that's nails on a chalkboard for us, but that's our fault. We are not showing our value the way that we should be. And that is why there's rumors around the rumor mill, and people don't really understand that, hey, you're going to get so much more money for your home if you list it with me, right? And they don't see, and I hate to be crass, but the saying is that we don't know how the sausage is made, right? I want you to start requesting referrals or reviews at all stages of the transaction. From the time you even start, if you talk with somebody for an hour on the phone to your buddy, and you're just giving advice on starting the home buying process, get a review from that. Ask someone to share with you about how you spent all Saturday afternoon driving around with them. Or, that you were so helpful in, dealing with the home inspection process. People need to see more than just us standing up at the title company holding the big cardboard key, and that we just gave the keys to our clients for their first home or their dream home. Where we're seeing how they're seeing the finished result, but we're not getting reviews showcasing the entire process. People need to see it, because people need to understand the value that we bring. If I would never step foot into a courtroom without an attorney, people should not be stepping foot into the largest transaction of their lives without being represented by you. So get those referrals. They're your social proof. They're your first impressions. They're a great way for you to build SEO on all the major platforms, Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, all of that. Ask for them often. Have a template created that you can send that out once a month to ask for those referrals. You'll get them. You will get them. Make it easy for me. Maybe it's on your email signature, links to your Google reviews page, or whatever it might be. But my friends, if you take anything from this class, I'm not going to go back on my word. Send an email once a week. It'll change your business. But also make it an intentional part of your strategy this year and going into 2025 that you are going to be consistently asking for referrals and consistently asking for those reviews. Okay, I won't preach too much on it. All right, let's see. Hi, John. We have a version. Oh, cool. Hello, John. Welcome to our class. There we go. Love it. All pro cleaning restoration. Good to know in my town. That's for sure. Okay, moving on. Now that we know we're all going to send an email once a week, and we're going to start asking for those referrals, and we're going to be on social media 2 to 3 times per week. If I haven't convinced you about how important your reviews are, I'm going to drop the mic with this. 93% of consumers say online reviews impact their purchasing decisions. Of course it does. So many times I put things in my Amazon cart and take it out after I see those reviews. Businesses with this many reviews, over 40 plus, are seeing significant increases in your conversion rates. 31% of businesses with positive reviews experience much more traffic. 31% is businesses with positive reviews experience 31% of an increase in website traffic. Can't even read my own slides. And of course, 72% of consumers say positive reviews make them trust a business. This is crucial for you all. All right. This is crucial for every business, but especially ones like ours, where we count on that repeat and referral business. All right. Now, everything that we're creating on email, I'll talk real quickly about. Keep in mind about attention spans. Again, I'm reading for 9 seconds. We want to make sure that we're using 25 lines or less, making sure we're using buttons, that we're linking out, because we want to make sure that we always have links in our email, that we have clickable images, because we want to be able to see what the engagement is that we're getting. These are heat indicators. If you're sending out a newsletter once a week to 500 or 1,000 people, and you've got 10 people that are clicking on 123 Main Street, those are your hot leads, right? Those are your hand raisers that now maybe you can put them into a text campaign. Now you can start giving them more targeted information. It's all about sending the right content to the right people at the right time, right? Clicks are going to tell you who's engaged, is going to allow you to segment your list better. And of course, it's that heat indicator. So making sure that we have all of these in place. Now, of course, with Constant Contact, we build all of that for you. But if you're doing this on your own, it's so important that I stress this point, making sure you have quick, brief information, that you're not putting, it's not a big novel, and make sure you're linking out to other sources like a blog. Make sense? All right, good. So here's how we're going to do it in a nutshell. When we're going to write an email, right? We're going to have the hook. What are you offering? You're going to provide that value. Of course, AI should do all of that, and what they should do next. Very clean cut, very to the point. Okay. Be mindful of spam, of course. Don't use words like free or guarantee. Don't write in all caps. Don't use excessive punctuation. I'm guilty of all of these because, as you can tell, I'm pretty enthusiastic. 69% of email recipients report emails of spam just by reading subject lines, so just be careful of that. Now, of course, with Constant Contact, if you guys are using us, our AI tools save you from yourself, and we'll scan all of this to make sure you're not making those mistakes. But important for me to guys, because no matter what platform you're using, stay away from these, because again, the goal is to make sure we're delivered, right? And to make sure that we're discovered and that people are engaging. Now, of course, we want to target your audience. It is so important that, again, why we're sending the right content to the right people at the right time. And it's this: 52% of people are more likely to switch brands if communications aren't targeted. Real life example. I had an agent of mine. She uses Constant Contact. She's a customer. I coach her. Great, great, great. She sold a house to a couple. It was their first home. It was so exciting. That same week, she had an email that went out, and it was personalized. She did everything right, but she wasn't targeting. She didn't have her list targeted or segmented. So guess what? She had an email that went out that said, "Hey, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, I was thinking about you and thinking about how right now is really probably a good time to look at what your home is worth. I think it might be time to sell." They just bought the home days prior. All right. That makes you lose credibility. That makes you look like you're sending out canned content. We want to make sure that we're delivering. It's gone are the days that we can just spray and pray and just hope that people are going to resonate. Now people are expecting content that is geared towards them. Think about how we are all tailored, or how we're all kind of groomed by social media, that we expect content that's going to be relevant to us. That is the same when it comes to email. So making sure that you have your list segmented, maybe it's by buyers, by sellers, by zip codes, whatever it might be, right? Targeted emails are going to receive also an 11% higher open rate. Right? So not only is the message need to be tailored, but just to even get opened, you're going to see a much higher results. Now, of course, AI can help with all of this, with personalization, predictive analytics, A/B test splitting, all of that great stuff. All right. Now, let's wrap it up. Let's talk about the third and probably the missing piece to your marketing strategy, and that is going to be text messaging, SMS marketing. Now, Steph, I text people all the time. What's the difference? SMS marketing is just like it sounds. It is actual marketing, not just your communication, but it is that missing piece. So when, like I use the example, if you're sending out your newsletter to 1,000 people and you've got 10 people that clicked on 123 Main Street, now this is where smart marketing comes in. Now we want to take those 10 people and maybe put them into an SMS campaign. So now they're getting timely updates of that open house or that price reduction, and you know exactly what kind of information they're looking for versus the people who are opening your recipe of the week, right? So Text messaging does start with permission. We have to make sure they opt in. You have to make sure you're confirming participation, including disclaimers and expectations. Now, I want you guys to know all of these because I'm real big on following rules and regs. In Constant Contact, we make sure all of this is handled for you, but make sure it's important that you understand that SMS is an opt-in opportunity. You can't just blast everybody and everybody with that. Now, when you're sending your text messages, make sure you give the availability to or the ability to opt out, and also that you're being mindful of time zones. If I were on the West Coast and I was getting a text message at 5 a.m. from my realtor, probably don't love that so much. So making sure that that is very important because people will opt out if they're getting midnight text messages. And of course, provide a great experience. We're living on our phones, right? We want to make sure that the timely, in the now moment information is going to be consistent, concise, but also personable, be conversational. That's the beauty of text messaging. And finally, as I wrap this up for you guys, before I get into some really cool stuff, I want you to take pictures of these slides. I want you to think about when we're really leveraging all three of these channels, email, SMS, and social media, we need to develop a plan and then automate it, right? Automate it with AI. Customer of ours, I don't have a budget right now to pay someone to do my marketing, as most of us don't. But with the help of AI, I can do it myself. If you do have somebody that does marketing for you, you are going to be their new best friend if you provide them with tools such as Constant Contact that will actually have AI tools for you. So here's that party principle I told you about. Social media, the big party, right? Everybody and everybody. Email, the after party. Some say is more fun, right? These are the people that are your friends, your family, your sphere. And then SMS. Bottom of that funnel, the VIP, your active customers, right? You might have 50 or 100 people that are in SMS, whereas you might have 1,500 people in social media. But it's all about crafting that trifecta, right? That party principle to make all of that work together for you. It will change the game of your business and really allow you to drive that value. So harness the strengths of each of these. All right, so now, my friends, I want to tell you, and we're going to end here a few minutes early so I can do some question and answer, but a few other things that I wanted to just make note of. I am missing one of my slides here that I wanted to give you my top 10s. All right, give me just 1 second. You know this is a live show. All right, hold on. So I'm going to stop my share real quick, and I am going to pull up the information that I wanted to give you guys. Give me just 1 second. All right, I got to give you the good stuff. All right, here we go. I was going to say part of this was not showing up on my deck, and this was my drum roll. Come on, come on. All right, here we go. All right. Now I can share my screen. Okay. I told you I had some more ideas. All right, perfect. All right, so some more ideas on how you guys, and I was going to say, this is my good stuff that I really, really wanted to get to. Okay, so we talked about harnessing the strengths of all of these channels, right? Social media, email, and SMS marketing. So we also need to go a little bit above and beyond when we really want to take ourselves to that next level, really kind of making that concrete argument of how we're going to step up, even in a time of change, when people are wondering if they need to be using a real estate agent, and do we really need to be paying for a buyer's agent when I can do it myself with Zillow? We're going to dispel all that information. So here's my challenge too. According to the 2023 profile of buyers and sellers, 90% of recent buyers found that their real estate agent was a very or somewhat useful information source. I want us to go into 2025 and this be changed. I want you to be a very useful source, not somewhat. right? Again, I would never want to use a realtor or never want to step into a courtroom without a lawyer. We never want to go into a transaction without a realtor. So here are what makes you valuable. Buyer's agents. Take a picture of this. These are the top 5 things I want you guys to, whether it's create a video, create a blog post. Here are some prompts to help you get started. Okay. Market expertise, right? You've got the in-depth knowledge of your local market, right? You understand the trends, you know the neighborhoods, you understand the property values, the schools, the amenities. Showcase that, right? That is your value. You know that better than the rest of us. Negotiation skills, right? This is right now, we're in a negotiator's paradise. You are the skilled professional in that. You are skilled in negotiating the best terms for your clients, the best prices for your buyers. You've got experience in handling multiple offers. These are things that people need to understand. Like, wow, there's so much that goes into this that I'm not equipped for. Access to listings, exclusive access to MLS listings and off-market properties that buyers might not be able to find on their own. And you have the ability to quickly identify new listings that meet the buyer's search criteria. Guidance and support, right? You assist throughout the entire home buying process from search to close. Help with paperwork, financing options, coordinating inspections, appraisals. There's so many things, my friends, that you are doing that people need to see. I want you to create a video, create a post, something, right? Maybe you could do one a day or maybe one every other day. Showcase it. Make it like a cool campaign that you're doing. Advocacy, acting in the best interest of the buyer, right? The seller's agent, and that we can get into dual agency and all that kind of stuff, but it is important for a buyer to know that you are there to represent them in the transaction to make it smooth and equitable, providing honest advice and protecting the buyer from potential pitfalls. That's a mouthful, but it's so important. All right, so you guys took a picture of that? Okay, great. Listing agents, you understand pricing strategy. You have the expertise in determining the optimal listing price based on your market analysis, right? There was a study that was done by Miami Realtors. I wish I had it pulled up. I should probably add this, showing that on average, the listing price without a realtor versus when it was, or I should say the sale price without a realtor versus when they used a realtor was $90,000 difference. $90,000 difference in South Florida. That's a big deal. You have the marketing expertise, right? Especially if you use people like us, right? You might not be super strong in it, but you're smart enough to use the tools that work for you. Creating comprehensive marketing plans, including professional photography, virtual tours, staging advice. Maybe you are a home decorator. All of these things need to be showcased. You use various channels, right? Because you guys came to Stephanie's class and you know that you're going to be on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and TikTok, and you're going to be doing all that great stuff. Imagine going to a listing appointment and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to post your property on here, 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 here. I'm going to do this, 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 and this, compared to an agent who's not going to be on all of those channels, right? Super important. I've met many an agent who have lost a listing because they didn't have a strong social media plan. Negotiation skills, like we talked about, that is what your area of expertise in. You know how to negotiate offers and counter offers. You know how to deal with multiple offers, all of that great stuff. Transaction management, managing all aspects of the sale, coordinating showings, open houses, like we talked about, all of that. So did I miss one? Of course, and network and resources. You have the extensive network. This goes without saying. You've got the access to the resources. So my friends, take a picture of this. Make sure that these are just some prompts like, hey, all right, I'm going to take Steph advice. I'm going to at least start with once a week. I'm going to do a post. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to put this in my newsletter and share it out and watch your business change. All right, a few other things. Host an event. Yes, that is me. That I told you guys, nothing beats face-to-face interaction. Those holiday parties are coming up, right? It's time to start planning those. Maybe have a home buying seminar, right? Whether it's in person or virtual, have your lender sponsor it. Do local business meetups, have a client appreciation party. Hey, if you're a new agent and you only have one client, do it with one. Home improvement workshops. I thought this was a really cool idea that one of my clients did. They held it at Home Depot. They had a vendor sponsor it, and they did a class in the Home Depot. It was pretty cool. Charity fundraisers. Gosh, there's things that are near and dear to your heart that are near and dear to other people's hearts as well. So support a cause that's something important to you, and you'll connect with others that have that same drive. And of course, seasonal celebrations. Like I said, the holidays are coming up. It's a great opportunity to start that transition or that tradition. People will look forward to it. And lastly, and this is the inspiration for my new class coming out, Local Heroes. Get involved. Get involved with your community, whether it is volunteer work, whether it is your HOA or your local school or a business or a local government, whatever it might be. Get involved, guys. These are list growers. These are connection builders. And this is the stuff that makes you sticky. This is the stuff that whenever I think of when I'm ready to buy or sell, whether it's now or 10 years from now, you're the name that comes to top of mind. That's the whole goal in real estate. So here's your challenge, my friends. Send that email to your database once a week. That's our goals. Post on social media to those 3 channels at least once per week. Set an automated email asking for reviews, right? Once a month. Reviews, referrals. Send it out once a month, like clockwork. Not more than once a month. Once a month is sufficient. Maybe once a quarter even. If you don't want to do once a month because you've got the newsletter once a month, do it once a quarter, and record that first video. If you're already recording videos, great, do more of it. All right, so my friends, thank you so much. Again, I am going to go ahead and put in the chat box the link so that you all have access to a free Constant Contact account if you would like to try a lot of the things I talked here about here. So let's see, meeting in the group chat. There we go. Awesome. How's it going, Mary? Hey, listen, I never said that this wasn't a live show where I had to have some tech issues and pull up new slides. Oh, you're on mute. Oh, Mary, you're on mute still. We don't hear you, friend.
I'm sorry. Okay. I said, I would send the recording around to everyone and, you know, so as we know in this business, a lot of things change at the last minute. So it's the people that weren't able to get here due to, you know, inspections, open houses, whatever. We will send that around, to them as well. But thank you so much. And thank you all for attending this morning. And, it's a lovely day here, a little chilly, but lovely. So, have a wonderful day, everyone.
Yes, thank you all so much. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.